Амир, я вот тебе ту презентацию заменила. Сейчас вот самую крайнюю сюда загрузи, пожалуйста, мне. Видишь, да?
Welcome to 4IG Space and
Priekš 4-5.
Раз. Раз. Раз, раз, раз. Раз, два. Раз. Раз, раз.
Дархан, алло. Дархан. Мынаны бір рет бас, сосын күт. Тағы да бас. Бассай, ауыстырсай. Болды. Бір, екі, үш. Бір, екі, үш, төрт, бес, бір. Екі, үш, бір, екі, үш. Бір, екі, үш. Раз.
Kazakh State University was founded in Almaty on January 15, 1934. By the decision of Din Muhammad Kanayev, the land plot was allocated to the university in 1966. In 1971, the foundation of the university campus was laid. In 1972, the first state university for the academic future 8 resident plan student International Professional Tech Pro Square Meet 2022 Scientists Billion New Center launched. The new laboratory will monitor national hazards such as droughts, land degradation, a regional consisting of resistant coating develops material ZT of China, exploitation, one academic ability program, robotics and robotization.
Қадірлі ханымдар мен мырзалар, құрметті әріптестер, қайырлы таң. I will continue in English. Dear guests, dear friends, dear colleagues. My name is Andrew Beklamishev. I'm the chairman of the Public Council of the Ministry of Digital Development, Innovations and Aerospace Industry of the Republic of Kazakhstan, and welcome to Space Days Kazakhstan 2025. Today's forums reflects the UN principles for sustainable development, peaceful space exploration, and international cooperation. We have gathered here to engage in dialogue, strengthen partnerships, and find solutions to global challenges through space technologies. I warmly welcome our distinguished guests, Mr. Driss El Hadani, Deputy Director of the UN COPUOS, representative of ISESCO and the Organization of Turkic States, cosmonauts, and delegations from Europe, Russia, China, the USA, Central Asia, and beyond. Your presence highlights the global importance of the conversations we're having. It is symbolic that this forum takes place at Al-Farabi Kazakh National University, one of the oldest universities in our country, which trains specialists for the space sector. My gratitude goes to Rector Jansi Tumimbayev for his support. Space Days has become a tradition, a bridge between science and industry, between past achievements and future discoveries. Yesterday, we began with ICSCO Symposium on CANSAT model satellites, joined by participants from 53 countries. ICSCO is a key partner in knowledge transfer and human resource development. Please allow me to highlight key directions of Kazakhstan's space industry. Our flagship project, Baytarek Rocket and Space Complex with Russia, is an investment in the future of Baikonur. Looking ahead, Kazakhstan plans to create its international spaceport, open to global partners. We will discuss this in Section 4, creating an international cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. Satellite communications. Our KazSat system provides full national coverage. The new KazSat 3R project, worth 87.2 billion tenge, will expand connectivity, linking remote villages, schools, and hospitals. We invite you to learn more in Plenary Session 1, Satellite Communications, New Challenges. Earth observation. Kazakhstan operates Kaz-EOSat-1, Kaz-EOSat-2, and Kaz-ST-SAT. By 2027, we will launch a new EO satellite constellation. Thanks to the support, we're also becoming an exporter of space technologies and satellites for Mongolia, Nigeria, and Congo. Global prospects will be discussed in session Revolution in Orbit, how satellite manufacturing is changing. Practical applications. Together with UN, Spider, and Toskin developers, we are creating a system for forecasting and preventing floods. This shows space technology enhances safety and climate adaptation. Further discussion continues in Session 5, Digitalization through Space Data. International cooperation. Within the Organization of Turkic States, Kazakhstan leads ODS SAT project, contributing over 50% of the work. We believe the first joint OTS satellite will soon reach orbit. Artificial intelligence and new technologies. AI is helping us track orbital objects, optimize KazSat's resources, and we will soon support satellite IoT applications in agriculture, logistics, and security. I invite you to Session 3, satellite, IoT, and navigation technologies, the architecture of the future for sustainable development and security. Science and education. Universities such as KazanU, Satpayev University, KBTU, ENU, and Nazarbayev University are preparing future specialists. We are also planning an international astrophysics hub and a lunar orbit telescope. These topics will be discussed in Session 1, International Cooperation in Developing Space Technologies and Research. The role of education and training will be addressed in Session 2, the role of space technologies in education and science. Investment opportunities. On September 8, we held a roundtable on attracting investment where we discussed how to make our projects more transparent and appealing to international partners. Dear colleagues, Kazakhstan's space journey began with Baikonur, and it is symbolic that today our forum welcomes cosmonauts from Kazakhstan, Russia, Hungary, Mongolia, and Belarus. Later this afternoon, I invite you to a special session, Space Unites, a View from Orbit, where we will present our plans for preparing future crewed missions. Finally, I invite you to visit Asi Turgen Observatory, a place for discovery that expands our understanding of the universe. We stand at the threshold of a new stage in space development. Kazakhstan has the science, the industry, and most importantly, the people dedicated to this mission. Thank you for your attention, and I wish you productive work at the forum. Now, please allow me to pass the microphone to Rector Jansiy Tumibayev for his opening remarks.
Құрметті жиынға қатысушылар, қадірлі әріптестер, Әл-Фараби атындағы Қазақ ұлттық университетіне қош келдіңіздер. Бүгінгі жиын ғарыштық зерттеулерге арналып отыр. Соңғы жылдар еліміз ғарыштық технологиялар мен цифрландыруды дамытуға ерекше мән беруде. Уважаемые гости университета, дорогие коллеги, проведение масштабного мероприятия Space Days Казахстан 2025 – это признание вклада нашей страны в развитие науки, инженерии и, конечно, космических исследований. Это большая честь и вместе с тем огромная ответственность. Как отметил президент Казахстана Касым-Жомарт Токаев, Казахстан придает особое значение развитию космической деятельности. В этой сфере мы осуществляем комплексные меры, направленные на тесное сотрудничество с международными партнерами. Космос – это не просто направление научного поиска. Это пространство будущего, которое начинается уже сегодня. Казахстан как страна с уникальным историческим и технологическим наследием занимает заслуженное место в этой сфере. Символично, что именно с нашей Земли, с Байконура, 12 апреля 1961 года был совершен первый в истории полет человека в космос. Это событие не только навсегда вписало Казахстан в мировую историю, но и стало отправной точкой для развития отечественных космических исследований. Сегодня Казахстан – это не только страна-космодром, но и государство, формирующее собственные технологические и научные приоритеты в космосе. Страна развивает спутниковые технологии, дистанционное зондирование, космическую связь и астрофизику. Казахский национальный университет имени Аль-Фараби активно участвует в этом процессе. Университет стал первым и единственным в стране вузом, реализующим образовательную программу «Космическая техника и технологии». Мы готовим инженеров и исследователей нового поколения. Мы гордимся тем, что именно ученые КАЗНУ первыми в Казахстане и Центральной Азии создали и вывели на орбиту университетское наноспутника Аль-Фараби-1, Аль-Фараби-2. То, что сейчас вот видите, 2. Они были запущены и успешно выполнили свои миссии в области науки и образования. Сегодня мы продолжаем это движение вперед. Новый проект, вот в середине стоит, микроспутник НКСАТ, разрабатываемый совместно с Северо-Западным политехническим университетом Китая, город Сиань, станет следующим шагом. Мы планируем, что запуск состоится в 2026 году. Новый спутник будет выполнять сразу 3 задачи: исследование гравитационного поля Земли, тестирование технологий интернета вещей в космосе, изучение космической радиации. Развитие космоса невозможно без современной инфраструктуры. На базе КАЗНУ сегодня действует Центр космических технологий Aerospace Space, казахстанско-китайская лаборатория технологий дистанционного зондирования и применения. Данную лабораторию мы совместно создали с Академией наук Китайской Народной Республики. Центры Фараби, а также лаборатории по спутниковым технологиям, геоинформатике и цифровому моделированию. Особо отмечу запуск современного суперкомпьютера мощностью 2000 терафлопс. Это мы в конце прошлого года установили. Ресурсы данного суперкомпьютера уже используются для орбитального моделирования, обработкой спутниковых снимков и сложных вычислений космических проектов. Вот на экране вы видите, это новый суперкомпьютер. Самый крупный на сегодня среди вузов Центральной Азии, Казахстана. Кроме того, совместно с партнерами из Китая и Хайнаня мы начали установку совместной наземной спутниковой станции на территории университета. Это откроет новые горизонты для научных исследований и наблюдений. Сегодня КАЗНУ – это научно-инженерная экосистема, объединяющая образование, науку, технологии, международное сотрудничество. Мы не только готовим кадры, но и создаем реальные инженерные решения. Наши студенты вовлечены опытной разработкой, наши ученые получают международные гранты. Экосистема КАЗНУ становится площадкой для испытания новых космических идей и технологий. Понимая вызовы времени, КАЗНУ предлагает ряд инициатив. На наш взгляд, это может стать важным вкладом в развитие международного космического сотрудничества. Это создание космического консорциума между казахстанскими и международными научными центрами для проведения совместных исследований, поддержка студенческих стартапов в сфере космических технологий и телекоммуникаций, совместное использование суперкомпьютера КАЗНУ для анализа и хранения спутниковых данных, организация международных летних школ по космосу для молодежи тюркских стран и Центральной Азии, разработка совместных магистерских и докторских программ, а также расширение академической мобильности студентов и преподавателей. Уважаемые коллеги, я также хотел бы добавить, что в этом году мы также открыли 2 робота-центра. Один совместно с Германией, Кука, с германской компанией Кука, робота-центр 500 квадратных метров. А это второй робота-центр, который мы открыли недавно, неделю назад, совместно с китайскими коллегами. Это промышленные роботы, уже студенты и сотрудники могут здесь учиться, получать сертификаты, они уже могут работать на заводах и фабриках. Это самые современные роботы, промышленные роботы. Құрметті қонақтар, әріптестер, тағы да біздің бүгінгі жиынымыз көріп отырсыздар. Мінекей 10-нан аса дүниенің белгілі астронавтары, космонавттары келіп отыр. Біздің отанымыздың тұңғыш ғарышқа ұшқан космонавты, біздің қадірлі ағамыз, мақтанышымыз, мінекей Тоқтар Әубәкіров ағамыз келіп отыр. Қош келдіңіз. Мінекей космосқа жолды бастаған. Одан кейін Алдан Айымбетов, мінекей бауырымыз, сол ағаларымыздың ізін жалғастырған. Қазір мінекей космосқа ұшып келген Моңғолиядағы әріптесіміз, Венгриядан, міне Моңғолия, мінекей көріңіз. Венгриядан, Румыниядан, қош келдіңіз. Белоруссиядан, мінекей. Міне қараңыздар. Из России наши уважаемые друзья-космонавты. Мне кажется, что в Казахстане в таком количестве, да, вместе, столько космонавтов никогда вместе не находились. Это большая честь для нашего университета, для нашей страны, для нашего города. Еще раз добро пожаловать, успехов в работе конференции. Рахмет.
Спасибо большое, Жансейд Консеитович. Еще раз огромное спасибо за то, что принимаете Казахстан Space Days в университете. И позвольте пожелать успехов вам и вашей команде в исследованиях, в подготовке специалистов для нашей космической отрасли. Now, please allow me to switch to English, and for the next welcome address, I am happy to invite to the microphone Dr. Driss El Hadani, Deputy Director and Senior Advisor, United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs, Committee on the Peaceful Uses of Outer Space. Please.
Good morning, Excellencies, distinguished ministers, honored colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure and honor for me, on behalf of the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs, to join you today at the opening of the Kazakhstan Space Days 2025 here in Almaty. I wish to extend my sincere gratitude to the government of the Republic of Kazakhstan, the Ministry of Digital Development, Innovation, and Aerospace Industry, and our hosts here in Al-Farabi, Kazakh National University, for their warm welcome and for the convening this important forum. This year's gathering holds particular significance as we mark two historical milestones: the 70th anniversary of Baikonur Cosmodrome, as a site that has shaped the history of human space exploration, and also the 10th anniversary of the spaceflight of Kazakh astronaut who carried out the flag of Kazakhstan into outer space. These milestones remind us not only the Kazakhstan's proud legacy, but also the way space exploration continues to inspire future generations across the globe. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we met at a time when space activities are undergoing a profound transformation. What was once the domain of few pioneering nations has become a truly global enterprise, with more than 90 countries operating satellites and many more aspiring to build their own space programs. The global space economy has expanded to more than $600 billion in 2024 and is projected to surpass $1 trillion within the next decade, reflecting both the opportunities and responsibilities that lie ahead. Indeed, space is more than an economic driver. It has become an indispensable enabler for sustainable development. Satellite communication connects communities. Earth observation informs climate action, agriculture, and disaster management. Global navigation systems underpin commerce and mobility. Space, in short, has become a vital infrastructure of our daily lives and a critical tool for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. In this context, international cooperation is not an option, it's necessary. This is precisely why the United Nations established the Committee on the Peaceful Uses of Outer Space, COPUOS, in 1959. Today, with 106 member states, COPUOS remains the unique global platform where nations come together to ensure that outer space is used peacefully, safely, and sustainably. Over the decades, the Committee delivered remarkable achievements. The adoption of the 5 United Nations treaties on outer space, which remain the cornerstone of international space law, the space debris mitigation guidelines, which provide practical tools for responsible behavior, and most recently, the guidelines for the long-term sustainability of outer space activities, which help us and safeguard an orbital environment for present and future generations. COPUOS continues to evolve to address new challenges. The establishment of the Action Team or Lunar Activities Consultation ATLAC and the new expert group on space situational awareness demonstrate that the committee is not only the guardian of international principles, but also a living forum adapting to emerging realities. UNOOSA is proud to serve as the Secretariat of the COPUOS and as the UN systems dedicated entirely to space affairs. UNOOSA has the mandate to support member states in turning multilateral commitments into concrete actions. Our office acts as convener by bridging together governments, industry, and academia, as a facilitator by fostering dialogue across regions and sectors, and as a capacity builder by ensuring that no country is left behind in accessing the benefits of space. Throughout our programs, such as UN SPIDER, we assist countries in using space-based data for disaster risk reduction and emergency response. And through targeted advisory missions on space law and policy, as well as capacity building workshop on satellite applications, we help countries strengthen their national frameworks and human capital. We strive to ensure that the benefits of space are shared universally, inclusively, and sustainably. Ladies and gentlemen, Kazakhstan has been a steadfast partner in this global effort. As a party to all 5 United Nations space treaties and an active voice in COPUOS, Kazakhstan consistently advocates for transparency, peaceful cooperation in outer space. At the same time, Kazakhstan's space diplomacy demonstrates openness and inclusivity, from its historic partnership with Russia through the Baikonur Cosmodrome, to its engagement with China and the International Lunar Research Station, and its collaboration with Europe, Japan, and the United States. Kazakhstan has positioned itself as a bridge builder in international cooperation. As we celebrate the past and the present, we must also look at the future. The global space community is confronted with urgent challenges: the growing risk on orbital debris, the need for resilient space infrastructure, the ethical and legal dimensions of resource utilization, and the imperative of bridging the capacity gap so that all nations can benefit from space. Kazakhstan Space Days, with its rich program of discussions, from space industry investment and education to digital innovation and the future of Baikonur, offers a valuable platform to address these issues. UNOOSA stands ready to continue working with Kazakhstan and with all our member states to advance initiatives in support of the Space 2030 agenda, to enhance access to space for developing countries, and to ensure that outer space remains global commons, open to all, safe for all, and beneficial to all. Ladies and gentlemen, Baikonur was the launch pad of humanity's journey to stars. Let Kazakhstan Space Days be the launch pad of new ideas, new partnerships, and renewed solidarity in building a sustainable and cooperative space future. I thank you once again for the honor of addressing this distinguished gathering and look forward to fruitful discussions and inspiring forum. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hadani, for your warm welcome remarks. I would like to pass the microphone to Dr. Mohammed Sharif, Director and Advisor of the Science and Environment Sector at the Islamic World Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization for his welcome remarks. Please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. It is such a great pleasure and honor to be here in a historical and traditional city with a blend of modernity. Ladies and gentlemen, very good morning, Excellencies, distinguished ministers, esteemed colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor to join you today for the opening of Kazakhstan Space Days in the historic and the beautiful city of Almaty, a city at the cultural crossroads of Eurasia, known worldwide as a city of apples, and admired for its unique blend of tradition and culture. We gather at the prestigious Al-Farabi University, named after a great philosopher Al-Farabi, whose vision of knowledge and wisdom continues to inspire humanity. Hosting a symposium on space in a university that carries his name reminds us that pursuit of the cosmos must always be guided by wisdom and service to the humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, allow me to extend my great appreciation to His Excellency Mr. Saslan, the Minister of Digital Development, Innovation and Aerospace Industry, Kazakhstan, and His Excellency Professor Sansait, Chairman of Board and Rector of Al-Farabi University, for their visionary leadership in convening this important forum. I'm equally honored to my panel fellows, including Dr. Adris Al-Hadani, Mr. Harun Tanzi, National Commission of Pakistan, ISESCO and UNESCO, Kazakhstan Garish Spara, and our colleagues at ISESCO. Excellencies, the organization of Kazakhstan Space Days reflects Kazakhstan's rising role in global aerospace, from the historic Baikonur Cosmodrome, humanity's gateway to cosmos, to today's investment in invention and education. Kazakhstan continues to build bridges between nations and generations in the peaceful uses of outer space. For ISESCO, Islamic World Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization carries 53 member states from the globe, and we are based in Rabat. For us, for ISESCO, space science is not only about exploration, but also about addressing the challenges of sustainable development. Through our initiatives, we are training young scientists and engineers in our member states through programs such as CANSAT Model Satellite Training Workshop, which the 4th edition is being held at the Kazakhstan University. And as mentioned by dear moderator, that we have brought around 60 the participants from the different member countries and the speakers also. We are also promoting satellite applications for agriculture, water management, and climate monitoring. ISESCO is also very keen in supporting the innovation ecosystem that connects the universities, industries, and youth entrepreneurs. Recently, we held a 6th Vice Chancellor Forum, where we brought 200 Vice Chancellors from the different universities of the Islamic world, and an Excellency Sansait was also one of our esteemed guests at Rabat, at our headquarters in Rabat. Ladies and gentlemen, and above all, building networks of cooperation is ISESCO's the mission and the vision as well. What makes today's symposium special, that's its interactive nature. This is more than a series of lectures. It is a platform for policymakers, scientists, and young investors to exchange ideas debate perspectives, and create new opportunities and partnerships. Such dialogue is essential if we are to harness space technology, not only for discovery, but also for resilience, peace, and sustainable developments. Ladies and gentlemen, ISESCO started the Aerospace Space Science Applications Department like 3 years ago. And since then, we are working on different initiatives which are creating the capacity buildings and also skill set acquisition. It is also the essential in space medicines. The chair of the board of National Space Agency of Bahrain is sitting here. So we have just in May brought some doctors and trainers to this workshop. And also it was started from the Azure Cosmos. Aerospace Symposium and the CANSAT Model Satellite Training Workshop, which has already trained hundreds of the students from the different member countries. And the fourth session, we are really very much happy. And then we appreciate, and then we thank the University of Al Farabi, National Aerospace Committee of Kazakhstan, and Kazakhstan Space Agency for their gracious support. And then we reaffirm from ISESCO's the platform that we are there to support our member countries, the youth, women, and the girls to progress to their in their endeavors. And then we are with you. Thank you very much. It is such a pleasure to be here again with you in this beautiful hall and in this beautiful university and a beautiful city and a beautiful country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Sharif, for your kind words. And now it is my pleasure to pass the microphone to Harun Nurullah Tanzi, Project Director at the Secretariat of the Organization of Turkic States, for his welcome address. Please.
Esteemed ministers, distinguished rector, honorable cosmonauts, distinguished guests, dear fellow panelists, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor on behalf of the Organization of Turkic States to welcome you all to the Space Days Kazakhstan 2025. I wish to express my deep gratitude to Government of Kazakhstan, Kazkosmos, and the Digital and Space Ministry of Kazakhstan, and Al Farabi University for their warm hospitality and their excellent organization of this important forum. This gathering is more than a technical event. It's a testament to our collective vision of advancing global cooperation in space science, technology, and innovation. Today, we come together not only to celebrate achievements, but to exchange ideas, strengthen partnership, and shape a shared course for humanity's future in space. Esteemed colleagues, over the past years, the OTS has made remarkable progress in the field of space cooperation. Guided by the mandate of our heads of member states of the OTS, we have convened 4 high-level meetings of space agencies, several technical working groups, and fostered joint initiatives such as 12U OTS-SAT CUBE satellite. We also had a meeting to discuss the development of the CUBE satellite yesterday. And I am pleased to share the following. Yesterday's technical working group meeting, the CUBE satellite project is on track and to be completed and the launch by the end of the 2026. While regional in scope, this project represents a broader commitment to contribute to global space community, to build capacity, and to inspire the next generation of scientists and innovators. Kazakhstan, with its proud legacy in space exploration and as the home of the Baikonur Cosmodrome, plays a pivotal role in bringing us together. We highly value its leadership in convening such a diverse international community in this forum. As we open the Space Days Kazakhstan 2025, my hope is that this platform will become a catalyst for knowledge sharing, innovation, and global dialogue, while inspiring future generations to dream beyond borders. Together, we can ensure that space exploration remains guided by the principle of peace, cooperation, and shared progress for all humanity. Before I conclude my speech, I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to the government of Kazakhstan, national institutes, Kazkosmos, international partners, and all contributors who made this forum possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the kind words. And now it is my pleasure to give the microphone to Malik Aljabekov, Vice Minister of Digital Development, Innovation and Aerospace Industry of the Republic of Kazakhstan, for his welcome remarks and presentation. Please, Malik.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you. Саламатсыз ба, құрметті достар, құрметті осы жиынға қатысушылар. Здравствуйте и добро пожаловать, уважаемые гости. Хотелось бы также поприветствовать особо наших гостей, героев-космонавтов с 5 стран. Спасибо большое, что нашли время, присоединились к нашему мероприятию. Вам хотелось бы, пользуясь случаем, пожелать успехов, здоровья, благополучия. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, dear colleagues and friends. On behalf of the Ministry of Digital Development, Innovations and Aerospace Industry of Republic of Kazakhstan, it's my great honor to welcome you to Space Days in Kazakhstan. Actually, the name of the ministry will be soon changed to a new one. Yesterday, our president declared that there's going to be a new ministry, Ministry of Artificial Intelligence and Digital Industry. So today, this hall brings together astronauts and scientists, international organizations and space agencies, pioneers of the past and innovators of the future. Your presence here proves one important truth. Space unites nations and builds trust for a shared future. On the slide, I would like to share the view of the space industry of Kazakhstan. Please switch to the next slide. Kazakhstan's space industry develops across a wide spectrum, from fundamental science to applied technologies, from designing and building satellites to providing services for communication, Earth observation, and environmental monitoring. Today, we operate three Earth observation satellites. Andrew actually mentioned them, and 2 communication satellites. We are preparing the next generation of satellite constellation scheduled for launch in the period from 2027 to 2028. At a high altitude, observatories, telescopes, tracks hazardous conjunctions and space debris. This work is already the basis for a national situational awareness system. Next slide, please. With our partner, Airbus Defense and Space Support, Kazakhstan established an assembly, integration, and test facility in Astana. Here, satellites are designed, assembled, and tested. And we reached the local context in design up to 60% and testing up to 100%. Kazakhstan also coordinates the operations of the world's largest cosmodrome, Baikonur. This year, we're preparing the first test launch of a launch vehicle from Bayterek Space Complex. The readiness of the complex is already reached 77%. The launch is scheduled for December this year. This modern eco-friendly rocket complex will enable from 6 to 8 launches per year while reducing environmental impact. In addition, for participants of this forum, we have organized tours to Baikonur Cosmodrome. I believe if each of you will discover something remarkable there, and Baikonur itself will leave unforgettable impressions. Next slide, please. Through the Kazakh-French joint venture LLP Galam, our engineers are creating new satellites. 3 medium-resolution satellites are under development, and the constellation will soon expand to 7 satellites, including satellites for our international partners. In parallel, a constellation of 5 high-resolution satellites is being prepared. This will provide Kazakhstan and its partners with cutting-edge data and new opportunities for international cooperation. Next slide, please. KASAT system today covers 100% of national TV and data transmission networks. To replace KASAT 3, the development of KASAT 3R is planned for 2029. You can see the schedule on the slide. The tender will be announced later this year, and we welcome international partners to join. Next slide, please. At the Assi-Turgen Observatory, Kazakhstan is establishing a regional center for space situational awareness under the UN framework. Its mission is to track near-Earth objects and ensure safety in outer space. This initiative was presented at COPOS in Vienna earlier this year, and we are proud to see COPOS representatives here today. Next slide, please. Kazakhstan is also creating the International Astro Hub, a platform for global astronomy cooperation. Partners can install telescopes, share the data, and conduct joint research. A telescope of Ariane Group is already operating, and new partners from China, India, Poland, and other European countries are joining discussions. We have also arranged visits to the Assi-Turgen observation station. This is another opportunity to see our infrastructure in practice, and I'm sure these tours will be memorable for all participants. Distinguished participants, space is not only about rockets and satellites. It's about trust, cooperation, and peace. Kazakhstan is proud to host this forum. We are ready to share our experience, our infrastructure, and our commitment to international collaboration. Together, let us ensure that space remains a domain of peace, partnership, and progress for the benefit of all humankind. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Vice Minister. And now, please allow me to invite to the microphone Sherif Setki, Professor at the American University in Cairo and the former CEO of the Egyptian Space Agency, Chair of the 67th session of COPUS.
Hello, good morning, Excellencies, distinguished delegates and colleagues and guests. It's really an honor and a pleasure to be with you today, and I would like to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to attend this important event and to share some views about the space sustainability and how can we enhance youth engagements in such growing space ecosystem. Let's start with the overview of the world and how the development of the space agencies and the activities of space evolved. So we have today around 77 space agencies, 70 national and 7 international, like the European Space Agency, African Space Agency, and the like. And this started since early 1950s. and it's being developed at a steady state. And you could see from this map the distribution of the agencies across the globe. With Africa catching up and with the presence of the African Space Agency, there are lots of opportunities and lots of challenges ahead Africa to have the same activities there. If we look at the different activities, we have 24 agencies that have launch capabilities. One of them is here in Baikonur. And we have 6 agencies which is capable of extraterrestrial capabilities and 6 agencies with human spacecraft capability. The investments behind this, it's governmental investments with around $135 billion for 2024. And you could see the major contributors to this global governmental investments. But actually, there is another growing sector, which is the private sector, which reached today around $480 billion, which is almost 4 times the governmental investments. In addition to the startups and the venture investments, which started, if we just look at the last 4 years, you see in 2021, we had investment of around $45 billion. And this decreased, but in general, it represents 1 to 2% of the global space investment, which means that the startups are a very niche area of this domain. So if we look at the global space economy, we have 20% contribution from governmental investments. We have around 78 to 80% from the private sector, and the startups and the venture investments, it's between 1 to 2%. And if we look at the projections for the future, we see a growth that will reach around $1.8 trillion by 2035. So this is a very growing space. And actually, we need to look at the different components. So those investments, if we look at the satellite industry, we'll find that the biggest portion lies in the space communication, in the satellite communication systems. And then the second portion goes in this manufacturing of the satellites. And then the launch would represent around $15 billion of the market. And actually, Baikonur's share here is around 20 to 25% of this global market. And finally, for this part of satellites, the Earth observation represents $4.2 billion in 2023 with a growth rate of 14%, which means that by 2033, we'll reach around $15 billion. This is not the only investments in space. We have the deep space explorations, starting by the moon exploration, and you could see that the average lunar mission costs around $300 million. Apollo mission only between 1960 and 1973 cost around $28 billion. And if you look at the development of the moon missions from 1958 to 2024, we have 142 missions, whereas in the coming 6 years, so between 2024 and 2030, we'll have 100 missions. So this is again another growing sector, and it's not the only one. We also have for the Mars explorations, lots of developments that started from 1979 to 2023 with around 50 missions, and this is expected to grow more and more during the next decade. So this means that we need to have a properly prepared generation to be capable to serve this huge growing market. And the first question would be, what would be the needed skills? And how can we prepare our new generations for this industry? So if you look at this industry, we need different set of skills. So if you look at the aerospace and mechanical engineers, you need to have lots of CAD capability, computer-aided design capabilities, design capabilities, structural analysis, and the like. The other part would be the electrical systems with all the power systems and the RF and the different components. So that's another part where you need the academic and experiential learning part. Then we go to the data analysis and the computer engineering, computer science, where we need to build all their capabilities in the programming and the different programming tools. And then going to the satellite data, the remote sensing and the GIS, all those are the different backgrounds. In addition to the business operation preparations, and some emerging specialization like the space sustainability and the robotics and the like. And finally, which is very important, soft skills. So if you look at the general map for preparing our skills as a university, we need to provide them with all those. So if we just look at the bigger picture for the roadmap, so the part of the education will be a strong foundation and an incremental part where we look at from the beginning, the early STEM preparation, and how can we create a novel university programs that are more interdisciplinary and more coping with the fact that all the boundaries between disciplines are being dissolved. So how can we merge all those disciplines together, and how can we create new programs for the future? And okay. And then the hands-on experiential learning and the different parts. One of them is what's presented here in this symposium. And then the digital data and data skills with all the different components, and the entrepreneurship and innovation, where we enhance the incubators and the startups and the seed funding, and the soft skills preparation, and ending by the community engagement, where we have lots of policy making. And so this represents more or less the roadmap for preparing our graduates, and looking for a market that's growing very aggressively. So we are looking for more than 10,000 job opportunity per year, with a very strong starting salary for fresh grads, which varies between 65 to 120K depending on the discipline. And finally, I'm sharing the Egyptian experience of building such an ecosystem that can combine everything all together, starting with all the different facilities for having a space ecosystem, for the assembly integration testing, for the different characterization labs, going to a technology park where we invite companies to have access to the facilities there, ending by the Space Academy and the specialized training, and lots of training programs to Africa where we have hands-on experience. And finally, the Space Key platform where we integrate the space technology into the curriculum of science and engineering. And this have been delivered to more than 32 universities in Egypt. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shetki. That was an exciting overview, and we see some advances in Egypt that are taking the space program further. Thank you so much for that. I would like to invite Dr. Dumitru Dorin Prunario, the first Romanian cosmonaut and full member of the International Academy of Astronautics, to present a presentation titled Promoting a Sustainable Approach to Future Exploration and Exploitation of the Moon. Dr. Prunario, you have 7 minutes, and I will remind you in 6 minutes when you have 1 minute.
Maybe
left.
7.
Thank you.
I was told 9, but okay, let's limit it. First, thank you for the invitation to take part in such an important forum. Second, don't take bad examples from the overseas partners that mistake anytime the capital of Romania, Bucharest, with the capital of Hungary, Budapest. So I'm the only East European cosmonaut here from Romania, not from Hungary. Promoting sustainable approach to future exploration and exploitation of the moon, it's a very important topic. Distinguished audience, dear colleagues, well, Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon in 1969 and said those unforgettable words, one step, small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. The words saw the limitless power of human imagination and courage. Today, more than half a century later, we are entering a new lunar era. Across the globe, agencies, companies, and universities are preparing a multitude of missions. Landers, rovers, orbital platforms, and even vision of long-term settlements. But let us be clear. Excitement must be matched by responsibility. Without coordination, without shared rules, we risk duplication, waste, or even conflict, especially at the lunar South Pole, where so many eyes and missions are now directed. So the central question is, how do we ensure that exploration is sustainable, safe, and cooperative? We must prevent debris in lunar orbit. We must define standards so that spacecraft and systems can work together. And we must find ways to regulate access to resources. It is not only governments that act in this field. Non-governmental organizations also play an essential role. Among them, one stands out, the Moon Village Association. Founded in, one moment. Yes. Founded in Vienna in 2017, the MVA has become a hub for dialogue between governments, industry, academia, and civil society. It proposed that July 20, the day of the first moon landing, be declared International Moon Day. The United Nations accepted this proposal, and today, the day it's recognized worldwide, celebrating not only Apollo 11, but the achievements of all nations in lunar exploration and raising awareness of the needs for sustainability. Ladies and gentlemen, cooperation is the foundation of outer space exploration. The moon is not just another place to conquer. It is a cultural and ethical mirror for humanity. For millennia, it has inspired myths, poetry, and dreams. Now it challenges us with questions. How do we protect fragile environments? How do we avoid contamination? How do we balance exploration and preservation? Exploration also tests our resilience. Living on the moon means facing extreme conditions, and planning for survival raises profound issues of ethics and sustainability. We have already seen remarkable contributions from many nations. NASA's Artemis program aims to return humans to the moon and build a sustainable presence in partnership with Europe, Japan, Canada, and others. China's Chang'e missions achieved the first landing on the far side and returned samples with Chang'e 6, an unmatched success. Their International Lunar Research Station envisions a major hub for science and exploration. Russia, with its long tradition, continued reliable spacecraft with Soyuz and beyond. And of course, do not forget about the lunar missions. Europe, through ESA, plays a central role in lunar and ISS cooperation. India, with Chandrayaan, became the first to reach the South Pole region, inspiring its people and the world. In June 2024, the United Nations in Vienna hosted a conference on sustainable lunar activities. Leaders of agencies, companies, and experts came together to explore how we can coordinate. Upholding the principle of the Outer Space Treaty, that outer space is for the benefit of all humankind, the meeting drew both Artemis and ILRS representatives into dialogue. And what did we see? Despite differences, both programs share many goals. A long-term human presence, basis at the lunar South Pole, emphasis on sustainability, science, and resource use, international partnership and phase development. Both Artemis and ILRS are driving technologies in habitats, life support, and autonomous systems. Both envision not just exploration, but a future where humanity truly lives beyond Earth. Yet here lies the risk. Without communication and transparency, these parallel efforts may collide instead of converge. This is why, at the 67th session of the United Committee on the Peaceful Uses of Outer Space, COPUOS, I proposed on behalf of Romania the creation of an action team on lunar activities consultation, or ATLAC. This group's proposal is clear: to recommend a consultative mechanism that will allow stakeholders, governments, and private actors alike to share mission plans, avoid interference, ensure interoperability, protect the environment, and build capacity. By addressing these issues, ATLAC is laying the foundation for sustainable and cooperative lunar exploration to the benefit of all nations and to the progress of humanity. Friends, space exploration is more than technology. It is about the human spirit. It's about daring to dream, about overcoming challenges, about working together for something greater than ourselves. Kazakhstan knows this well. Your nation has a proud space legacy, and your voice is vital in shaping the future. Let us ensure that Moon becomes not a battlefield of competition, but a platform for partnership, innovation, and peace. The stars are waiting for us. Let us reach them together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Prunario, and especially thank you for keeping the timing. I would like to pass the microphone to Arish Keshkesh, Head of Delegation and Director of Business Development at Space Technologies Department of 4IG Space and Defense Technologies. He will speak about the HUSAT program, which is the Low Earth Orbit and Geostationary Earth Orbit Satellite Constellation, an integrated portfolio system. And I would like you to keep it to 5 minutes, please.
Will do, will do. Dear ladies and gentlemen and distinguished guests, it is my pleasure to be able to give a bit of an industrial perspective and introduce 4IG Space and Defense Technologies to you. A very quick roundup. 4IG Space and Defense Technologies is part of 4IG Group, which is a large-scale telecommunications and IT integration conglomerate in Hungary and the Western Balkans with a growing global footprint. Last year, in February, 4IG Space and Defense Technologies was born, which is a relatively new holding structure within the group, but we had investments in space and defense industrial companies for the past 5 to 10 years, but the strategy now came mature enough to centralize all our space and defense industrial companies into a new holding structure. Very, very briefly, we have 4 distinct domains within 4IG Space and Defense Technologies. The first one is space, UAVs, counter UAVs, and defense digitalization. These domains have some cross-sectoral synergies, which we aim to leverage, but today's topic is space. And I would like to very briefly introduce you to how we imagine ourselves on the global stage within the space industry. We want to become a quasi vertically integrated enterprise within the space domain. And the way we want to achieve this is not to create a huge organization governing different parts of the value chain under one umbrella, but the aim is for us to build out technical capabilities within our portfolio companies who then govern themselves. And we see our role as 4IG Space and Defense Technologies as a large-scale project integrator and a business development house where we can really integrate large-scale satellite programs and projects. Just very briefly, our portfolio company, Remrad, is looking after the satellite manufacturing portion of the value chain. Hungara Digital looks after our mission operations and ground segment. Launch is something where we are looking for very strong partnerships. These capabilities are not developed by ourselves. And then on the data utilization part, we are building out these internal capabilities. And in order to really develop our capacities and capabilities, 4IG Group has decided to implement the largest satellite program in Central Europe, the HUSAT program, of which I will show a short video now.
Welcome to 4IG Space and Defense Technologies, providing end-to-end solutions from custom space systems through ground segment and operations to satellite geodata and communication services. In the HUSAT program, we are deploying 6 LEO electro-optical and 2 LEO SAR Earth observation VHR satellites and a geotelecommunications satellite. The satellites will be managed through 2 ground stations, supported by mission operations, data centers, and an advanced geodata processing pipeline. These in-house capabilities will enable us to manage the entire process internally and to provide end-to-end Earth observation and satellite communication services. Through the deployment of electro-optical and synthetic aperture radar satellites, we can collect very high-resolution Earth observation imagery across the planet By implementing advanced techniques and GeoAI-driven analysis capabilities, we will also provide high value-added geodata services with global coverage for multiple use cases. The constellation supports defense use as well by offering base maps, land monitoring and simulation, as well as integrated data services with our drone system. Providing agility to multiple custom space missions, the Remtech manufacturing, assembly, integration, and testing facility will be a state-of-the-art, efficient, high-end factory in Hungary, ensuring cutting-edge production for satellites up to 400 kilograms. This is a vertically integrated space portfolio, delivering the connected ecosystem of space and defense.
Okay, so I'm going to be really fastly wrapping up. This is our program that we are in the process of implementing now, and we see this also as a test bed for international cooperation, collaboration, and what we've seen here in Kazakhstan as well on the ministerial level and industrial level, we've had quite a few conversations that the strategies very much align, and we are very much looking forward to have a significant footprint here in the Central Asian region and especially Kazakhstan. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kashkash. And to continue on Dr. Prunario's point, Mr. Kashkash is from Budapest, Hungary, which is separate from the Bucharest, Romania. And I would like to continue with our guests from Hungary and invite Zoltan Hafner, Business Development Manager from Remred, which is a 4IG space and defense technologies company, with the presentations titled Moonrat Program, Mechanical Assembly Integration and Test Facility, Research and Development Initiatives. Mr. Hafner, please, if you can keep it to 5 minutes, that would be great.
Yes, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone. Thank you. So once again, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zoltan Hafner. I'm a Business Development Manager at Remred Ltd. And today I would like to give you a brief introduction to Remred, who we are, what we do, what we stand for, and where we are heading. Yes. Thank you. So Remred was founded in 2016 as a spin-off company to the Center of Energy Research. We are based in Budapest, Hungary, and we have over 140 employees right now. We focus on small satellite integration, custom space equipment development, and also offer MAIT services on a service basis. When talking about Remred, it's important to mention that we are part of a larger ecosystem, namely 4IG Space and Defense Technologies. And as mentioned before, within this larger holding structure, we could be thought of as the satellite or spacecraft manufacturing arm of the holding division. In order to keep up with our increased MAIT demand and to fully align with our long-term strategic vision, which is to become an end-to-end solution provider in the Central Eastern European region, we are currently building our MAIT facility, which is not only an MAIT facility, but it could be thought of as a space technology competence center as well. With this facility, we will be able to produce, manufacture, assemble, and test satellites and space equipment up to 400 kilograms within the next couple of years. The construction will be finished by the end of next year, and we plan to offer commercially services as early as 2027. Our business domains are divided into 4 major groups. First and foremost is Earth observation, which is the largest and most prominent one. Then comes space exploration, space safety, and space technologies and testing services. We are proud to say that we are the prime contractors for the Julio mission, which is the LEO part of the HUSAT mission. And within this, our responsibility is basically to deliver 6+2 satellites for the Julio mission. As a system integrator, we will be providing 6 satellites for low Earth orbit in the range of 400 kilograms. They will be manufactured and tested in-house in our previously shown facility. 6 satellites will be equipped with a very high resolution electro-optical camera, and 2 will be equipped with a synthetic aperture radar. The launch of the first mission, the first satellite, will be in 2028, and over the upcoming 7 years, they will be followed up by the rest of the satellites. This will grant us a total of 15 years of data provision. Next up is the space exploration, which domain could be thought of more like an institutional leg, as we are collaborating with ESA, JAXA, DLR, and also NASA. We are proud that we are an active contributor to the Lunar Gateway, as we are developing an internal dosimeter array from board the Lunar Space Station, which will be located inside the habitational module. We are also developing another dosimeter system that will be launched on board the Earth Return Orbiter, which is part of the Mars Sample Return mission, which is an unprecedented mission, as no Martian samples has been brought back from the surface of the Mars before. Space safety is something that we find very important for the long-term sustainability for the space industry and the constant presence in low Earth orbit. So that's why we are an active contributor to the ESA's initiative called D3S, which stands for Distributed Space Weather Sensor System. And within this program, we are developing an integrated space weather monitoring station that will be launched on board the Aurora D mission. And last but not least, our fourth leg, which could be thought of as a jack of all trades, is further divided into 4 subcategories. The first one is the aforementioned dosimeter arrays that will be later commercially available and commercialized not internally but internationally. The second one is that we basically offer engineering services, anything that could be required for a successful space mission. This could include software design, hardware design, even project management services. To make the HUSAT program and the Julio part long-term sustainable in the long term, we are also developing our own subsystems for satellites, small satellites, electrical power system, ADS-C, and also onboard data handling module. And we are, of course, also offering MEIT services for small and larger spacecrafts as well, up to 400 kilograms. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hafner. And it is my pleasure to invite to the microphone Dr. Sun-Gi Lee, founder and chief executive officer of Contact.
Okay, hello. Yeah, no problem. I say hello, world. This is Sun-Gi Lee, the chairman of Contact Space Group. I'm really honored to attend this meaningful conference. So I have a lot of interaction with Kazakhstan space companies like the Galam and KGS since last year. So actually, in order to make more our long-term relationship, I just also try to make my whole effort to raising up the space ecosystem in Kazakhstan. Yeah, actually, oh, sorry. I just expressed our whole business area of the company profiles. Actually, I just work for the Korea Aerospace Research Institute for 16 years. And then actually, I just make my own company maybe 10 years ago. Nowadays, we have 5 companies. Contact is holdings. Though we have another 5 companies, the Contact Earth Service, Contact Space Optics, Texas Space Communication, also APSI. We just make the whole business up and down to manufacturing the satellite, ground segment antenna manufacturing, also optical camera, also carbon emission and the methane emission monitoring business to provide the whole data to our customers. I just try to explain the more detail the other page for each business for each company. First things, actually, for the context business, we just provide the ground station agent service with our 15 ground stations. Nowadays, also the blue point is RF ground stations. Also, the red point is optical ground station for the radio communications. We just received a bunch of data with the radio communication. Also, we just received content key distribution QKD for the cybersecurity. So nowadays, also we just provide our OGS service for the ESA. We just provide our service to more than 125 satellites. This is like the Planet, also MEXA, also NASA, also ISI. Yeah, we have more than 125 satellites with our 15 ground stations. Also with the OGS, we just try to service. It's like the ground-based SSA. You can see the ISS. So we just track the ISS. Also, not only for the radio communication to receive the data, also with our OGS, we can provide a ground-based SSA. Also, another the future plan, we just try to launch our space-based SSA to try to find out another debris or another satellite. Yeah, that is just a concept for the QKD. With the mission control center, we just provide our GSAT service. Any kind of the area, there nobody in there. We just provided our service from our headquarters in South Korea. Also, we just provide our mission control software. It's like the mission planning, also price determination system, also ROS. Even if our customer don't have any technology to develop their mission control software, also how to operate their satellite, don't worry about that. We just support the whole mission control software also for operations. The second level is the satellite image processing. Nowadays, we just provide the whole satellite image processing to CARI. The CARI, they just operate their COMSAT satellite. Since 2017, we just provide the whole caliber processing with our radiometric, geometric, and spatial algorithm to make the standard image data. Also, for SAR image data, we have both of the processor for EO and SAR, both of them. Yeah, as I told you, we just provide the caliber processing to CARI, the government satellite. For the level 3 service is AI service with the satellite image data. We just applied our own algorithm to make our satellite image analytics service. It's like the smart city monitoring, defense, also forest water monitoring. Yeah, like this. There is our customer and also partners. Yeah, there is Galam. Also, last year, we just contracted with Galam to provide our 3 optical camera, also satellite image processing and ground station turnkey solutions. Yeah, that is our space park. I just already defined our space park name is Asian Space Park. Yeah, we just already installed 10 ground station from the KSAT, also RB signal from USA, LeapSpace from Italia, also Kines from France. Yeah, that is our space park, the design. I just would like to express the APSI business. We have 2 kind of different business. We just provide a satellite mobile phone. We already sold 1.2 million satellite mobile phone to Durea. Now it's changed the name is Spaceport 2. Another part is we just make our own onboard computer, immediate storage unit, payload interface, control unit, power control, anything. Yeah, I just skip. Also, we just involved in the Korea defense project for 4 to 5, also upcoming 40 satellite, also Luna Explorer, the KPLO. Yeah, here is the context-based optics business. We have different our model, the context-based optic 20, 50, 60, 80, to get from 1 meter resolution to 0.3 meter resolutions. Yes. Contact Earth service, we have 2 kind of different business. One is the satellite image data provision. Another thing is methane and carbon monitoring. Based on the Contact Earth service schedule, we will just launch their own satellite, maybe Q1 or Q2 to 2027. Yeah, last thing is Texas Space Communication. Actually, I just make our own subsidiary in Texas to produce our own antenna system from 2.2 meter antenna to 7.3 meter antenna. We already contract several of our customers to provide big dish antenna system. It's like this. Yeah, actually, I just would like to my final point. Context group, we can provide the whole full vertical chain, satellite manufacturing, optical camera, ground station, turnkey solution, ground station edge service, satellite image processing, all things. Actually, we have our short-term future plan to launch the 20 constellation satellite to make the 0.3 meter resolution, also space-based SSA, also the onboard processing. If you are quite interesting, okay, I just welcome to involve in this project any kind of the world or international partner. Last thing is, in order to make the more successful business, the rapport is very important. Rapport means is an intimate relationship based on the real trust. So for the region, actually, I just try to make the real trust business with any kind of the world our customer. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lee. An exciting journey in just 10 years. Amazing. And now I would like to invite for a welcome address Mr. Martin Rivet de Sabatier, Country Director for Central Asia of Thales.
It's perfect. Dear participants, fellow colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to be with you at this international forum, the Space Day Kazakhstan 2025. My name is Martin Rivet Sabatier. I'm the regional director for Thales in Central Asia, and I'm based here in Almaty, in this great city. As you may know, Thales, with joint venture company Thales Alenia Space, is proud to have contributed since the very early day to the Republic of Kazakhstan space telecom activity. We provide the Republican Center of Space Communication with the ground segment and communication module for the 3 satellites evocated earlier, like KASAT-1, KASAT-2, and KASAT-3. Today, the space industry is undergoing a profound transformation. New technology, evolving user need, and increasing international cooperation are reshaping the way we explore and utilize space. At Thales, we recognize that space is changing, and we are committed to adapting proactively to this new reality. Our team are constantly innovating, ensuring that we remain at the forefront of this existing evolution. We firmly believe that this collaboration is the key to unlocking the full potential of space. We are eager to support Kazakhstan and all our partners in navigating this new frontier. It will be for us, Thales, a great honor, an immense honor to continue our successful cooperation in space with the Republic of Kazakhstan. Thank you, and I look forward to fruitful discussion and strengthened partnership over the coming day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And it is my pleasure to invite to the microphone Mr. Aksamawati El Arja Hani Abdul Rauf, Vice President for Sales in MENA region and Central Asia, Eutelsat MENA FZ.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests. It's a privilege here to join you at Kazakh Days. On behalf of Eutelsat OneWeb, I wish to thank the Ministry, the organizers, the Farabi University, as well as our partner Jusa Mobile for your commitment to bring this journey. We live in an era where connectivity defines progress. Satellite communications are no longer just about linking remote places to internet. They are about creating opportunities, strengthening sovereignty, and enabling digital transformation. Kazakhstan stands at the heart of this transformation. With a clear vision for digital inclusion, Kazakhstan is leading the Central Asia in building a truly connected society. Connectivity today is more than infrastructure. It's a strategic asset. It underpins education, healthcare, commerce, national security. In a world of accelerating change, Kazakhstan has recognized that investing in digital sovereignty is investing in the future of its people. What inspires us the most is the vision is not abstract. It's already happening. In the village of Al-Gabas, Akmola region, the ministry and OneWeb launched the first public Wi-Fi powered by non-geostationary satellite on Eutelsat OneWeb. This is more than a technical achievement. It's a powerful signal that Kazakhstan's vision of accessible internet is already becoming a reality step by step in the life of citizens. And this is only the beginning. There are around more than 300 villages lined up to be enabled by OneWeb technology. We have also celebrated in the beginning of the year, in January, the first connectivity on Astana Almaty train that's now equipped with Wi-Fi. Passenger payments and security services can operate seamlessly across their journey. This is more than just technology. It's a symbol of integration and modernization that the ministry brings within its vision. They are not, as we said, they are not promises for tomorrow. These are achievements of today, living proof what partnership between governments, industry, and local operators can deliver. At Eutelsat OneWeb, our role is to bring advanced global technology and match it up with deep local integration. Therefore, we have invested in Kazakhstan digital backbone. We have a satellite gateway, satellite network portal, and a POP here in Almaty, ensuring national resilience and independence. The creation of OneWeb Kazakhstan, a fully local entity operating under national law and aligned with security requirement, is also part of the mission. We also deliver enterprise-grade services with committed information rate, service level agreement, guaranteeing quality and reliability and accountability toward everyone. As a world first GEO-LEO operator, we are combining these above to prove that latency and the normal standard satellites are not only becoming together, but it's part of your infrastructure backbone. This is not only a technological advantage, it's a way to future-proof Kazakhstan digital economy. As we do not compete with the local providers, we support them and enable them to do more. Ladies and gentlemen, what we provide is connectivity, and the way we provide it is not simply a product, it's a shared mission. It requires close collaboration between governments, regulators, local operators, and global partners. We have done that and succeeded in that, all because of the willingness of the ministry and our local partners and our dedication to bring the best to Kazakhstan. In fact, Kazakhstan has shown the world that the vision and determination, it is possible to connect communities that were once considered unreachable. Together, we're not only bridging the digital divide, we're setting an example for the entire region. Eutelsat OneWeb is proud to walk this path with you. We are here for the long term to invest, to innovate, and to stand by Kazakhstan as you build secure, sovereign, and future real digital nation. The story does not end here. We have our eyes on the future too, with new satellites, new technology, enabling faster and broader reach, and of course, newer partnerships. Together, we are not just connecting places, we are connecting futures. Thank you very much, Rahmet.
Thank you so much. And I really appreciate keeping the time. Thank you so much. And last but not least, I would like to give the microphone for the welcome address to Azamat Kerimbayev, Chairman of the Board of Freedom Insurance.
Я быстро. Так, здравствуйте всем, уважаемые участников форума. Азамат Керимбаев, страховщик. Наверное, вы зададите вопрос, что сделал здесь страховщик. На самом деле, наверное, мое выступление краткое будет адресовано сообществу, связанных с космосом, тому, что мы призываем развивать наше казахстанское содержание, мы призываем наши технологии, наши решения использовать у нас в Казахстане не только по прямому назначению, но и в финансах. Вот. И для меня большая честь сегодня выступить на форуме Space Days Казахстан, который объединяет ученых, инженеров, предпринимателей и представителей бизнес-структур, таких как мы. Для чего? Для того, чтобы строить будущее космических технологий и их применять в нашем быту. Страхование традиционно воспринимается как инструмент по управлению рисками. Но именно благодаря развитию космических технологий мы сегодня можем не просто реагировать на последствия, но и предвидеть их и управлять данными. То есть, используя космомониторинг, на сегодняшний день активно развивается агрострахование, где решение о наступлении события, например, неурожай, либо засуха, принимается не человеком на поле, а принимается благодаря космическим данным с космоснимков и решениям в области искусственного интеллекта. Также большие данные позволяют нам оценивать риски в реальном времени, точнее прогнозировать последствия природных явлений и помогать клиентам принимать более взвешенные решения. Например, события полтора года назад были события, связанные с наводнением ряда областей в Казахстане. Все эти вещи, там, наводнение, движение воды по территории области, все это можно контролировать с помощью космотехнологий. При этом космос играет для страхования двойную роль. С одной стороны, это источник передовых технологий, который мы используем для повышения точности и прогнозирования. С другой стороны, страхование является самостоятельным направлением бизнеса, связанным с защитой самих космических объектов, таких как ракетоносители, спутники, наземная инфраструктура. Эта сфера является одной из самых сложных и высокотехнологичных. Она требует международного взаимодействия и применения лучших практик. Мы рассматриваем ее как важный элемент будущего развития как страхового рынка Казахстана и уверены, что это открывает нам больше возможностей. Как я упомянул, в аграрной сфере на сегодняшний день космос играет важную роль и открывает нам доступ к данным о состоянии почв, влаги и урожайности. Например, Министерство сельского хозяйства ежегодно выделяет большие субсидии фермерам для того, чтобы защитить урожай при сборе. На сегодняшний день данные субсидии активно используются благодаря решениям космических технологий и, скажем так, довольство или понимание со стороны фермеров, как работают финансовые инструменты, растет с каждым годом. В промышленности и транспорте спутниковые данные помогают нам оценивать риски инфраструктуры, логистики и даже экологической устойчивости. Я уверен, что интеграция космических технологий в страхование – это не только про повышение точности или снижение издержек, это в первую очередь про рост доверия. К сожалению, на сегодняшний день, когда мы слышим страхование, особенно в Казахстане, наверное, про доверие мы говорить не можем, но как раз-таки цифровизация, внедрение элементов искусственного интеллекта и ускорение принятия решений по финансовым услугам как раз-таки должно повысить доверие граждан к финансовым инструментам. Форум Space Days Казахстан – отличная площадка для того, чтобы объединить усилия науки, бизнеса и государства. Вместе мы сможем превратить космические данные в реальные решения, которые будут работать на благо людей, экономики и страны. Сегодняшний форум, наверное, это впервые участвует финансовая организация в подобном форуме. В дальнейшем мы эту практику продолжим. И с каждым годом, надеюсь, будем представлять уже не планы, а уже фактические результаты интеграции космических технологий с финансовыми инструментами. От имени нашей компании хочу пожелать всем участникам форума продуктивной работы, новых идей и успешных проектов. Пусть космос станет для нас не только источником вдохновения, но и надежным инструментом для развития. Спасибо за внимание.
Спасибо большое, господин Керимбаев. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our plenary session, and I would like to thank all of the panelists, all of the speakers, and all of you. But before you leave, there are a couple of announcements I need to make. We're now going to leave outside, and we're going to witness the stamp cancellation ceremony with the stamp that is in the honor of the 10th anniversary of the flight of Aydin Ayimbayev to space. After that, we will also witness a number of MOUs being signed, and then we're going to do a picture, a group picture for all of us outside there, and we will wrap it all up by 1 o'clock in order for you to have lunch until 2 o'clock, and at 2 o'clock, different sessions will start in different halls, so please make sure you look at the program to ensure that you are at the session you would like to be. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being with you this morning.